Hi there, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome to Most Things Hypnosis. I'm your host, Ilah Brock. And I did have an amazing guest this evening, but alas, he had a family emergency out of town and he had to leave, but I will have him back. He was going to be talking about attachment theory, and I'm very curious. So stay tuned for when that gets to be, probably in the month of November, I'm hoping. Meanwhile, I started thinking about it and I decided that it's my show, so it's going to be me today. But I have a very special show. I decided that it's something that's near and dear to my heart, and it's all about weight reduction, release, removal, with an emphasis on emotional eating. You see, and I'll probably get caught doing this, and I apologize up front. We really don't want to say like weight loss. That means we've lost something. And if we lose something, we have a tendency to maybe find it again. So we want to stay away from that one. I hope to make this as lighthearted as possible and fun, and just talking a little bit more about, lifestyle changes and way of life, and just what exactly am I talking about? What is it that I do in hypnotherapy with weight reduction and weight release, weight removal, weight management, any other word but LOSS, okay? So I do have many modalities of hypnotherapy, and it's nice to help you understand and me be able to explain it, how it can help you in either in a self-hypnotic way or seeing a hypnotist in this weight reduction dilemma that so many people, especially in our Western world, has issues with. So we don't, like I said, don't say weight loss. We don't want to find something we've already spent months or years losing. So we just want to release, let go, and let it be. So just a real quick hit, the top 3 reasons someone will come to see me, I'm a hypnotherapist, master hypnotist, is smoking. That's the number 1 reason. The next one will be anxiety. And the third reason, and their anxiety and weight loss and cigarette kind of interchange a little bit because anxiety is in all 3, is weight loss, weight reduction, release. Don't let my universe catch me, right? So, and there are many other areas that hypnotherapy can help with, such as substance abuse, past traumas, childhood traumas, fears, phobias. It can help with, sleeping disorders, dream therapy, developing relationships, helping you establish boundaries, abandonment issues, pain. I work with pain management, and funny little thing called tinnitus, that inner ringing that's chronic in your ear. I have many clients with that issue, working through it, and it's just basically learning how to habituate it. And maybe if I have time, make myself a little note here. Maybe I can give you a quick demonstration of how maybe some of you might be able to habituate tinnitus at the end here. Today, I'm starting with this weight reduction conversation here. And I do have my partner, Mike. He's on my cell phone for anybody who has questions. The phone that you can call to text a question is 562-760-7723. That's not my business line. That's the phone I'm using to take questions if you have them, for those that might be watching, all both of you, or 5 of you, or whatever. Anyway. And I'm currently hosting a 12-week long law of attraction weight reduction program, and seeing how law of attraction can actually help someone reduce weight. I thought it would be nice to share some of those learnings right here. And as I'm creating this program, and we're in our second, almost 3rd week. And some of the areas the big area that's kind of hit me hard that I didn't think I even had a problem with is the area of, emotional eating. Yeah, I get all emotional about it. And I really didn't think I had any issue. But this past week, the assignment for the group is to use an emotional eating journal, if you will. And that was just for 1 week. And you're just charting. Uh, the challenge was asking yourself some questions. And it's talking about what we call a hunger scale. So the hunger scale is a 0 to 10 scale. 0 means you're not hungry at all, and 10 means you can eat an elephant. Now, some people reverse it, where 0, well, let's see, I don't even know how you could do that, where 10 is not hungry, you're fully stuffed, and then 0 is starving. So we'll just do it 1 to 10. 1 is, nah, you're hungry, whatever, you're not, nothing, it's no big deal. If a carrot was in front of you, you might eat it. 10 is, like I said, you can eat an elephant. But I wanted to get in touch with how people are eating emotionally, because one of the things I found in this group that I was asking, what time of the day do you eat most? And every one of them in this group, and they think there's 8 of us, have all said evening, dinner time or evening hours. I'm like, interesting, so it's like after the day is over is when we want to eat the most. So it's kind of like interesting. So that kind of gave me some learning and feedback. I'm kind of, mulling it over. Also, this week it's all about emotional eating and what is emotional eating and how can we identify it versus physical hunger. And if you'll excuse me, I am on my laptop today. I didn't have time to print this out, so I don't have sheets. So first of all, it's understanding that emotional eating centers around basically negative emotions that you're trying to void, if you will. There are many links to this triggers, I should say, triggers to things like this. Any crisis or financial issues, health issues, anything that's relationship, an emptiness, a feeling of a void, avoidance of a problem. Let me just eat instead, and you'll love them Snickers, especially if you freeze them. Now, don't take it that I'm telling you to freeze the Snickers, but they are really good. So I just have to stay away from them. That's like, I'm in Snickers sobriety. I think it's been 6 months since I've been in Snickers sobriety. I'm going to see how long I can go. I want to note here that there are many who do not eat during these difficult, stressful times. And they have that opposite reaction when they are in an emotional state. And these people, who I am very proud of, I do hate them, however, but I do applaud their efforts. They're just not normal. What's up with that? Not eat when you're stressed. Jeez. But I used to be one myself. So anyway, back to I digress here. So emotional eaters either avoid food, but not the normal, and that's not often, or they just can't stop eating food. So why? It is believed that they are trying to fill some kind of void or avoid something. So what we're taught at a very young age in this crazy Western civilization world that we live in, that food brings comfort. So we have this comfort. Sugars bring comfort, and they do. So if you find yourself being real bitchy and irritable, eat a spoonful of sugar and watch your mood change like that. It's not good for you, but it demonstrates my point. While that is true that sugar can bring comfort about what we were taught. So if little Johnny comes inside with a scraped knee and he's been hurt and he's emotional, what does mommy do? Gives him a cookie. Or for me, it's pie. So I've associated, or we have learned to associate the hurt, pain to a cookie. Like I said, I like pie. Not a big cake eater, although I will eat cake, don't misunderstand me. But pie's like my go-to. I like pie. So in turn, we go to soups. We also go to breads. No, potato soup. I mean, come on. My friend Dawn in Long Beach, she makes the best potato soup ever. She will not give me the recipe. So, and then there's breads, but I can't eat it because I'm on soup sobriety too. I keep tangenting back and forth. But there's other comfort foods that we eat. There's chocolate. Can't help but love chocolate. But whatever they are for you, in an emotional eating, you just being aware that if you binge, you also risk a lot of health issues. I'm not even going to go there because I'm not a medical professional. I just know from reading and learning about my own self. I know that wheat and grains, um, pastas, especially certain pastas, they actually make my joints hurt, especially my elbows. So I know that I should stay away from that. I was a few months ago, we were eating egg noodles. I've eaten egg noodles my whole life. And I was up all night in, hugging porcelain. So, yeah, I'm not going to do egg noodles. Apparently, my body just didn't like those. And I know that it was me and how my body reacted to it because other people ate the same egg noodles out of the same, bowl. So it had to be something in my system or just my reaction. I'll just stay away from them. I don't need to eat them. They don't benefit me. So, but also understand that emotional eating is a temporary fix for right now. And I'm going to get into some differences between emotional eating and the actual physical hunger. So when you find yourself in a situation that you're closet eating or you're just opening the cupboard. I have a girlfriend, she would just, when she's hungry or whatever, she just opens that cupboard up and just grabs the peanut butter, She has to have just a tablespoon. No, she has to eat like, a third of the jar. That's just, it's emotional eating. You're just in it and you don't want to get in there. So, and then you don't want to have to retreat. If you're finding yourself, you're emotional about something and you want to eat, but you don't want people to see you eat. Maybe you're embarrassed. I get embarrassed eating a Twinkie. It's probably why I'm in Twinkie sobriety too. I'm going to go through a lot of things today that I'm in sobriety over. A lot of different foods. There's weeds. I can eat weeds, like not that kind of weed, okay? Not that I'm against 420 or anything, but I can eat lettuce. Yeah, I can eat lettuce and celery. That's something that I'm not in sobriety over. Okay, there's a few other things. I like meat. So yeah, okay. Some of you are vegan. I'm sorry. I like meat. I have canine teeth. I'm trying to, just do what my teeth were meant to do. Rip that. No, I'm sorry. Anyway, don't try to stay away from your families and friends during emotional states. Just check your state. And then don't stop participating in activities when you get emotional. You're feeling like you got to go eat. Well, go for a walk and drink some water. Water is one of the best things. Your body's made up of, I think it's almost 90% water. So put some water in you. Maybe that's just what you need. That can be a comfort to you. And just allow yourself to de-stress in those moments. So those are just some of the clues to ponder about. So there are some significant differences between emotional eating and physical hunger. I'm sorry, I got myself lost here. And I'm going to address a few of them here. Okay. Our emotional state is caused by our own negative self-talk. Change it to some cartoon voice, and then you lose the charge. So we have our subconscious mind. Subconscious mind's defending whatever's there. It doesn't care if it's bad for you. Consciously, we know that certain foods are not good for us. And I'm not saying chocolate, it's a food group. Come on. Don't tell me. And coffee, I know it's also a food group. But there are foods that are actually good for us, and we've been trained to know that. Our subconscious mind also has been trained to know that when we have pain, I'm guilty of it when I was raising my own children. We go to comfort food. So when I take my children in for their yearly immunizations or checkups, I always told them, just to get them through the appointment, I bribed them. What mom doesn't, right? If you get a shot, I will get you a milkshake. Now, milkshakes were a big treat because I didn't do those very often. So if they ever got a shot, they can get the biggest, baddest milkshake they wanted. Now, when they're, 5, they get little ones or whatever. But, even now today, I remember I have a daughter who lives on the other side of the world. And she had to get some blood work done. And this is just this year, I think. Anyway, she goes, I treated myself to a milkshake. It's like it just followed suit. It's like, cool. Yeah, she comforted herself. Now, she doesn't have the weight problem that some of us do. No, let me go back to the negative self-talk. Sorry, I digressed. So we have this negative voice. We have a couple of voices that are in our head, and our voice is one of them. And then there's the other voice. So imagine that voice sitting next to you as a person. Would you let that person talk to you the way you let it talk to you in the head? So when you're trying to tell yourself that everything's cool, or I'm going to make a decision on X, Y, and Z, and that little voice, you're so stupid. Oh, don't do that. It's not going to work anyway, so why even bother? Okay, that's subconscious mind defending what's there. It doesn't want any change. So subconscious mind's like, hey, back off. Let's just keep things at baseline here, buddy. Stay in comfort zone. Come on. And you're like, okay, sure. Yeah, I'll go for the Snickers because I'm sad. Because that's what I learned, in the head. But what if you were to take a different approach? What if you were to say, take that negative sentence, like I just said, I'm so stupid, or you're not worth it, it's not going to happen. And let's just imagine saying that, or your own, in a cartoon voice like Scooby-Doo. Just no Scooby snacks. Just Scooby-Doo. Just imagine it right now. Whatever your negative sentence that you might repeat to yourself, oh, I'm so stupid, or oh, I can't believe I did that, or it's never going to work out. I just don't know how I'm going to get this money, or how am I going to land this job. Well, you're right. But let's just change it, because that voice is trying to tell you, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. I'm making a note here to remind you to tell you something. So I do that. I get a thought and I don't want to forget it. So it's also the use of law of attraction, because this program I'm working on has a lot to do with law of attraction. What we think about, we manifest sort of in a way, and that'll be a whole other episode in another time. And I did do it a few weeks ago. I worked on law of attraction with another guest, a dear friend of mine, and you can go back and with Paul Marshall. Now, imagine yourself saying that in the cartoon voice, or Scooby-Doo, Mickey Mouse, Bugs Bunny, any of them. Just pick one that you like. And now just feel the charge. And some of you just did it, and you smiled or you laughed. And that laugh or that smile just took that charge away, because subconscious mind's waiting for you to feel the emotion. And it's not, wait a minute, wait, what happened? It doesn't know what to do, so it just lets it go. It can't keep you there. So keeping it light and positive, it's so much easier. I know, once you get there, right? So give it a try. And then when we get into that binge cycle, if you will. So in law of attraction, we say to ourselves, I really need to go on a diet. I'm not the weight I want to be. So what's your focus when you say something like that? Exactly. Your focus is on exactly what you don't want. I don't feel good. I wish I wasn't sick. Where's your focus when you say something like that? Yeah, on being sick. How can we change that? I really feel good and healthy in my body. I'm right now, I'm not at my perfect weight. As a matter of fact, I was almost at my perfect weight 2 years ago, and then this Wuhan thing happened, and I have that. That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. That's just what I am. Anyway, so I've got this idea in my head that I'm not. What do I do? What do I say? How do I want to be healthy. Want is a word of lack. I am healthy. Think about where it is you want to be. Live it in your mind and fall in love with it. So much so, it doesn't matter if it ever really happens. It will, but it should not matter to you in your mind. Just live it. And every time that little dot of doubt comes, let it go. It's cool. Just let it go. And if it doesn't happen, like I had this opportunity, and I was hoping it would happen tonight, and I was pretty excited about it, and it's something I've thought about, but I haven't really voiced it. I just thought about this, and so, but it didn't happen. But you know what? I was a little bit bummed, and it's okay, because you know why? Because it wasn't what I was meant to have. I'm looking for a little tiny therapy dog, and I wasn't really, I'm not actively searching. It just kind of came up in front of me, and that's cool. I'm good with that. She is exactly where she needs to be. And so for whatever reason, that's not going to happen, and I'm good. If it does happen, I'm open and willing to go there, but until then, I'm okay. It's not like I've got this, I wasn't going to cry over spilt. No dog. She was a cutie, though. Anyway, maybe I'll have her on the show sometime. But anyway, let's get back to emotional eating. So law of attraction, how is that going to help us? I'll share that with you shortly. We're going to get back to my notes here. Getting into the cycle of binge eating or eating that was triggered by some negative self-talk. Change the self-talk. You got that voice in your head? Well, let's change it to something that's more exciting, more fun, more positive. It is possible for your voice to be talking to that other voice, both of you, in the positive. And that other voice, by the way, who is it? Yeah, it's you. What if you were to take yourself and stand outside yourself in your mind and looking at yourself talking back and forth to itself? You're now in an objective stance. You're objectively looking at you talking subjectively. It's a little bit of a practice, but it can happen, and it really does make a change in things and how things can look in your mind, and then your subconscious mind can start going along because it's got like attracts like. It's looking for pleasure points. So just because there is, let's see, what was I putting here? I'm sorry. So there's some negative talk you may think of. It's like, oh, maybe an incident that happened that caused that caused me to eat that Snickers or that bowl of ice cream. It was the negative self-talk. No, you had a choice. It was not it may have been the trigger, but you had a choice to do something or not do something. So an incident that did not force you to put that sugar donut, put that sugary donut in your mouth. You chose to do it, and we choose it all the time. I choose it. Well, not lately, not for a while, and probably not. Okay, I'm in donut sobriety. My name's Ilah, and I'm in donut sobriety. I'm a sugarholic. It's so when that negative self-talk creeps in, what should you do? Scooby-Doo voice it. There you go. Just no Scooby snacks. There's also a change in one's cortisol levels that help increase the cravings, so we want to be aware of that too, and you can look at that up. So that leads to more cravings. So my encouragement to you is to have an emotional eating journal for just 1 week. I started mine on Sunday, and I meant to bring it up here, but it's just a sheet of paper. It's just got like little box, like a spreadsheet, if you will. If you contact me, I'll be happy to send you one that I got. And but sharing the information, you want to do that hunger scale. Where am I when you're getting ready to eat? What time of the day is it? On the hunger scale, 0 or 1, no hunger, and 10, eat an elephant hunger. Where are you? Are you a 9? Well, you know what? Watch out, because you'll probably eat something you don't want to. You probably never want to get past a 5 or 6 at the most. You want to stay below a 6, always. And then when you're done eating, you want to be no more than a 7, maybe an 8 if it was really good spaghetti. But you also need to ask yourself, am I full? Am I satisfied? Am I overfull? Am I guilty? Do I feel guilt? How do you feel after you eat? So sometimes you can feel worse after an emotional binge. And let me just go into some of the differences between emotional eating. I have this little chart here. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to show it. Emotional eating and physical eating. So first of all, physical hunger. If you're physically hungry, it does come on slowly. It's gradual. It's you're just normally hungry. It happens over a period of time. If you're emotional eating, it comes on very quick and sudden. It's right now. Something happened. I got to eat. I got to go grab that, whatever. Physical hunger, you have a desire for a variety of foods. And it's normal eating, sitting down to a meal and enjoying it. And there's no negative emotion attached to it. Whereas an emotional eater, you'll tend to be very specific. You want to crave that one specific food or food types. And those are usually sugary items, non-nutritious, breads, bad carbs, pastas, candies, etc., an overindulgence. With emotional eating, you're going to feel satisfied or a normal feeling of fullness at the end of eating, and that's your prompt to just stop eating. Whereas an emotional eater, you don't feel the fullness. And if you do, you ignore it and you just don't care and you just keep eating and you binge eat. Whereas in a physical hunger, you don't have any emotion like that. You had some hunger and you ate. It's done. And in emotional eating, there's a tendency to feel guilt, shame about eating. And then there's also this tendency to be a habit. It's a habit, it's a coping mechanism. And you've created this weird, strange coping mechanism within yourself. It's become a habit. So, and it can be a challenge to subdue this. So, what do? So, maybe you should not have had all those donuts. Maybe you should have stopped at, like, 4, right? No? I mean, okay, here's some lightheartedness here. I mean, what is this? What's this dozen shit? I mean, come on. If they have donuts that you can buy just one to go with your coffee, we'd be a thin country. But no, they have to box them up, and they now let you leave the place, the Donut Palace place, with a dozen. Like, talk about overindulgence. Oh, wait, and then it's like over drinking. There are 12 beers in a 12 pack. There's magnums. There's kegs. People, we need to help the food and beverage industry. They need to gear us to eat at least one, to gear us to eat the least amount of food, because, over the century we've been, eating a little bit too much. We've been programmed to eat a lot. Remember, we were foragers back in the day. We fought for our food daily to survive. But now we just go down to the nearby, Double Arches or, the Bell or whatever. We have this amazing Western fat diet, if you will. It pretty much infringes where we could have been smaller. Now, if refrigerators were smaller, they make humongous refrigerators. Now, I can see restaurants needing a big refrigerator, and I've been in homes where they've had these huge refrigerators, 3 of them, and it's like it just packed. And there's like 2 people that live there. They're just packed with all kinds of, stuff. Maybe if we had smaller fridges, we'd eat less. I had this little refrigerator in my office. I can't keep very much in it, which is good because I bring sometimes breakfast, lunch, and dinner with me. And if it don't fit, I don't eat it. I have to, but I don't usually do that. But maybe we can consume less. Now, look at the size of these refrigerators, the pantries. I mean, our pantries in our new homes that we have, they're like as big as this room practically. My pantry at the house is 3 shelves in this cabinet. That's it, just 3 shelves. And it's like, if you were to put everything together, it would fit on 1 shelf. I mean, everything we eat is, frozen or fresh. That's where it's at, frozen and fresh. But fresh first and then frozen. So it's just a couple of shelves. So now we have all these pre-portioned food companies delivering. They're shipped right to our house. And yes, I have one delivering next Wednesday because you know what I found out? I didn't have time. I love that my business is picking up and my schedule is getting more. I've got more and more clients and my days are getting longer and I love it. So you know what? I don't mind spending the same amount of money I would have anyway and having someone deliver some food to my house. But our country has such an abundance of overeating and emotional eating, more so probably than any other country that I'm aware of. So let's get back to emotional eating and identifying the original stress and trigger factors so that you can help thwart that binge eating. Binging can cause unwanted weight gain. So now, even if you've been losing weight, you've been binging, and let's say you binged and you've lost 10 pounds and now you're done, guilt sets in and shame. And what did I just do? I wish I hadn't done that. You just bring the weight back, or you believe you're going to bring the weight back. It just creates more self-anger and stress. It really is a vicious cycle, and we definitely need to take it seriously. And I know it's a little lighthearted there, but it is serious, and it does more harm than good, especially in the long run. So how do we fix it? You got to address the emotional issues right head on, right head on. So learning to be mindful. And this is where hypnotherapy and hypnosis can really come in handy for those that would want to partake. So what I do with my clients when they come in, I have several different weight loss programs. And now I'm working on this one that's 12 weeks. I have the 9-week one, which is really a get you started kind of thing. It's very low carb. All of my source, all everything I have is low carb. But there is one that's it's very good. It's Bright Line. I don't remember the lady's name, but they've got 4 lines. No sugar, no wheat. Must weigh your food, and you can only eat 3 times a day. Period. That's it. So it's like a very specific, and it's very strict and disciplined following. But it's called Bright Line, and it has really I've seen the book, I've read the book, I've talked to a couple people who've actually been on it. You have to be very self-disciplined. If you're ready to go there and be that disciplined 3 times a day, no sugar, no wheat, bad grains, no soy, or anything like that, weigh your food. And it's very specific, and it gives you like all the different menu items that you can weigh your food on. So I have these programs that I design that you can go up to 20 weeks, and then you can have a maintenance once a month program, whatever it is that works, for you. We design it for you. So the very first day you come in, there's a big assessment taken. I want to know what you eat, what you've eaten in the last day or so, what foods you like, and how committed are you to releasing this weight, reducing size. And here it is. People are really gung-ho about that, and I applaud them. But people look at it a little differently than we should. If you're trying to lose weight and you're going on a diet, it's temporary. What about just changing your way of life forever? So I was asked, can I have a cheat day? Well, I won't even answer that. I'm going to ask you a question. If somebody's in sobriety with alcohol and they want to stay in sobriety, should they have a cheat day? Just one vodka glass, one shot of tequila. If I'm in sobriety over my Twinkies and my heavy-duty sugar, or I'm in sobriety over all of my bad eating habits, I shouldn't. I mean, cheat days, it's not an option for me. I need to be mindful that I'm in foods, a certain those types of food sobriety. And I have to treat it like sobriety. It's almost like a 12-step. I don't have the 12 steps yet, working on it. Meanwhile, but I have to be mindful, and just a willingness to change how I feel and how I believe about food, and just getting good information. We've been sold a bill of goods over the years, people. We've been sold a bill of goods about what we should eat. The food pyramid is wrong. I mean, just I look at it and it's surrounded. Fruits, vegetables, great. Fruits have been given a bad rap lately because of the whole keto thing. And if I have time, I'll address the fruit issue with keto. But it's not, it's don't even get me started. But it's like, yes, green leafy vegetables, awesome. A lot of phosphorus, a lot of good things in those, right? A little bit of starch, not like, I love mashed potatoes and I love gravy. Oh my gosh, I have to stay away because I'm in potato sobriety. I'm like do I have anything left I can eat? I can eat, like I said, I could probably eat a piece of a carrot and iceberg lettuce. That's what I get to eat. But it's just taking that mindset. I'm going to be mindful. Not that I'm never going to emotionally eat, but in the past, my emotional eating has been candy. So now I just go for something sweet, but I make it a healthy sweet. I got these little containers of cream cheese, and they're flavored. There's jalapeno, there's garlic herb, there's blueberry, there's strawberry, all ripped in. Cream cheese. I can eat cream cheese. And a celery stick loaded with one of those flavors of cream cheese. Now, some of you, no, don't knock it till you try it. That's my new potato chip right now. I take a bunch of little celery sticks, and I am good to go, kind of thing. So it's working for me, and it at the end of the day, when I really want something sweet after I've eaten a lot of protein at dinner or whatever, I can just take even a spoonful, a small little spoonful of the blueberry cream cheese and just enjoy it. But recognizing it for yourself, that and asking yourself some questions here on the food, emotional food journal, emotional eating. Why am I eating? Does this hunger that I'm feeling, am I hungry? Is it happening gradually? Am I suddenly going for food for any other reason? If you need some kind of comfort, then examine yourself and what state you're in right now. Go for a quick walk, get some water, then examine it and see if you're still there. Is it a negative state? Is something going on that you're trying to avoid? Why do we not like being sideways with our feelings? But then when we are sideways, we want to avoid addressing them. We always have that better, happy feeling when the food industry, it manipulates us into eating. Like, it's our choice. Come on, people. It's a trap. It's an industry trap. It traps us into a sugar cycle and we become addicted. Yes, America is addicted to sugar. Many other countries too. Let's not be addicted. Let's just go for that non-addiction. Get into sugar sobriety. Come on and join me. We should start Sugar Anonymous. That's what I say. So we have this tendency to avoid the feelings that we do not want to deal with. So how do we deal with them? We carb up. We avoid what's going on. And it's just best to try, the best way is just to ignore the food binge reflex. But sometimes that's difficult, especially if it's an addiction. So you got to go outside your addiction. You need help. You can come and see me. I do Zoom sessions, hypnotherapy in my office in Visalia. I can help you. I am a big, huge believer that hypnotherapy helped change how I view food. Now I'm using it to help me change forever my perspective of emotional eating that I didn't even realize I had. So some things you can do instead of emotionally eat, if you can't decide that I am actually hungry, is journal. Get a pen and a piece of paper. Stuff a little pad and just journal. Write, vomit on a piece of paper. No censoring, no filtering, and just everything that's in your mind, Well, Ilah said I should write this journal, and I think it's really stupid, but I'm going to write it down. Oh, I remember something that happened yesterday, and blah, blah, blah. You just start writing it down. Oh, and I saw her show. It was really good. It was all about emotional eating, and I really want a donut right now, but I'm not going to eat one right now. No, no, no. And you just start writing all this stuff, everything. Ilah has that weird cup that's always on her desk. It's got her name on it. Is she trying to advertise? Yeah. And I needed water anyway. And journal, just journal. Exercise. And it doesn't mean go out and, join a gym. You can walk. Do a 20-minute power walk. 10 minutes one way and 10 minutes back. It's so easy. And then another option is you can call a friend. You can watch or read something funny. One of the funniest comedians I know, it's probably more adult rated, is Jeff Dunham, the ventriloquist. He's hilarious. Read a book. Meditate. I'm really getting ahead of myself here. Hopefully at the end I can do a quick meditation with us. Just try to get us in that mindfulness state. But anytime there's stressful times, just taking 10 minutes and just close your eyes for a few minutes. That's all it is. Make a list of ways to cope with your stress. Go through the list. And if it doesn't work, go through it again. It's like, I also want you to know that hypnotherapy and hypnosis can really make a difference in helping changing some of those behaviors. And it's a behavior. Stress eating and emotional eating, it's a behavior. How hungry am I on a scale of 0 to 10? I eat. Now, how hungry am I after I'm done? What was I feeling? What do I want? What do I need? And some of my answers this week's like, I got done eating. I was getting ready to go to work. I want to just sit on the couch and veg all day. What do I need? I need to go to work. Another time I put, what do I want? I want more time. I just put more time. I was rushed. I felt rushed or whatever because it was the day I had a lot of clients back to back. It was like 15 minutes, 20 minutes in between, and I had to get ready for the next one. And I'm trying to shovel, this sausage in my mouth. Then there was, what do I need? I need better time management. Maybe I shouldn't schedule my clients so close together. So it's letting me know my own frailties in this. So just journaling, stress eating, going to food for temporary comfort, asking yourself, am I stressed or I am stressed? And we'll do some quick self-examination and to get through this emotional issue that you're experiencing, and try to do it without binge eating. Something I may have guilt over later, examine the mindfulness. I'm going to eat this because I choose to and I'm cool. Or, if I eat this, imagine yourself having already ate it. How would you feel? Is it like, let me think about it. I'm also going to give you a little bit of a quick hit. I know that, it's hard. When you have a food craving, it's hard to get past it sometimes. So here's a little trick. I pass this off to a lot. Chicken broth. Just chicken broth. Drink a cup of warm chicken broth. There's something about the chemicals and it's real chicken broth, okay? You can use bone marrow or bone broth, chicken bone broth, whatever. It's probably even better. But there's something in it that curbs a sugar craving. And it actually has that calming effect. I think it's the tryptophan that comes out of fowl or something like that. Poultry. Yeah. So it's like just drink a cup and see how you feel. Just one little cup of chicken broth. Can't hurt. And make you feel. If you're a vegan, vegetable broth. They may even make chicken flavored vegan style broth, but vegetable broth. It really does help curb. So, and also moving your body, breathing also relieves stress. And then, of course, I said earlier, regular exercise. Cardio is great for this, 1 or 2 days a week. Yoga, it's phenomenal. If you're on Facebook, look up Nori Love, Norilove. Tell her Ilah sent you. She's great when it comes to just wellness and mindfulness, and she's had some amazing experiences, and she knows what it's like to be, an emotional eater or just sedentary. Another way you can help yourself is called emotional freedom technique. And I had an episode a few weeks ago about EFT. I'm an advanced practitioner for it. And really what it is taking 10 tapping points on your body. And there's specific tapping points. And you tap on those to clear the blocks that might be causing you to have these cravings. How can you learn more about EFT? 2 things. You can call me and I can talk to you about it. We can set up a seminar with you and your friends for free, either in my office or on Zoom. Or 2, you can go to Gary Craig's website, just Google Gary Craig EFT, and learn a little bit about it. And if you want to know more, like I said, I'll do a 2-hour seminar for free on EFT for you and your buds. Not a problem. There are many, many preventative measures that you can utilize to make those healthier choices become a habit. Start a food diary. Chart everything you eat. I had a bunch of nuts today on my way here. Well, though I've already been to Clovis now. Anyway, you eat whatever you eat and when you eat it. The hunger scale for the emotional effect, just why am I eating? Am I hungry? What's next? What do I need? What do I want? How do I feel after I eat? Is there any guilt? You shouldn't have any guilt after you eat. You should just feel satisfied. Eat when you're hungry. Stop when you're satisfied. Drink a lot of water. I say 100 ounces at least a day. And then asking yourself those questions every time you eat. And just remove those offenders. It's very helpful. So going back to my session, when a client comes in and I'm working with them, they are assessed, all their eating habits, what it is they want to accomplish. And, they get a little shy about how much weight they want to lose. And I'm just like, if there's a magic wand and you can imagine yourself any fitness you want, what is it? Get that information. I make that a self-image in their mind in hypnosis. Oh, I want to be 135 pounds and a size 6, and they're 5'5" or 5'6". Okay, great. You're thin, and we'll just get you there, in your mind. And law of attraction works that way. It's one of the things that I am with this pilot program, and I'll be starting another one in January, is taking, imagining that which you desire as if it's already happening, not before, but right now. Fall in love with it to, like, it doesn't matter if it ever happens or not, because it's going to happen. So just like, don't even give yourself a thought. Fall in love with that. Law of attraction, one of my law of attraction goals is about monetary gain. I want some abundance in my life. And even today, on my way here to the studio, walking across the street, and I should have brought it, it's in my bag, $1. I found $1 on the street. I just thank the universe. And I'll probably put it in a little frame, law of attraction dollar. Maybe I'll put, 10,000. So maybe I just need 999,000 more. Anyway, but that's law of attraction. It's going to give you what you need. So if you're into that and you're trying to figure this out and you need some help, I'll do a seminar with you and your buds, either online or in my office for 2 hours, free, about law of attraction. I want to get the message out there. And one of the great ways you can also learn law of attraction is there's that movie called The Secret. It's that one with the big red S seal. It's on Netflix, I think, right now, and it's free. And there's a book out on it. And there's a Secret 2 now, a couple more detailed explanations. But I absolutely love how it has helped me in my goals, reaching goals as I do. And there's so many different aspects that I use about law of attraction and just my mindfulness, trying to just be the change I want to be in myself. So looking at myself objectively, now what change am I looking for? And I'm just going to become that change. So if you want to just sit back for a few minutes, because we still have a few minutes, and just go ahead and close your eyes and just take in a deep breath. And exhale very slowly, in through your nose to cool the brain, and out through the mouth. And just really feeling your body relaxing, just becoming very soothed, a soothing comfort in the support beneath you. And if you're driving, turn the radio off. And just enjoy this moment right now as you're just listening to the sound of my voice. And just tuning out everything else, just clearing the mind, clearing the emotions, and just becoming centered within. And just taking these few minutes and just allow yourself to just take in that idea as you start to feel all the tension leave the top of the head, all around the face. Tension that does not serve you. You don't need it. And just allow that tension to just go. As you just allow that tension to go down into your shoulders, all that tension just releases off the muscles. Every cell, muscle, and nerve just releasing all that tension, all the stress, as it moves down around your arms, and it just starts to pull itself out as you just allow that tension to just leave. Every ounce of it doesn't need to be there. From the upper back all the way down to the lower back, all the way around the chest and stomach. From the hips to the glutes, and all the way around the thighs, and the back of the thighs and the knees. Every cell, muscle, and nerve just completely letting go as it moves down to the shins and the calves, around the ankles and feet, down to the tips of the toes. As you just allow yourself to just examine your own body from the top of your head all the way down to the tips of your toes. You just notice any tension, any stress. Just allow it to go. It doesn't serve you. You don't need it right now, and there's nowhere else you need to be. Nothing you need to do. Just listening to the sound of my voice for just another few minutes. And just imagining yourself right now, just really focusing in, right in your own mind's eye, the you wish to become, the most successful you could ever imagine yourself being. and it's your imagination, and you can do whatever you want with it. And just imagining the physique, your hair, if you're a woman or a man, I guess I should say, I'm sorry, how your makeup might be done, any jewelry you're wearing, looking down at your hands in your mind. Are your hands manicured? Looking down at your feet. What kind of shoes are you wearing? Red bottoms? Or are you even wearing shoes at all? Just check out the clothes that you would love to be able to wear. Just think about what that looks like in your mind and truly get a hold of this, so much so that you fall in love with it so deeply. It doesn't matter if it ever happens or how it happens. It just is in your own mind, and the vibrations of the universe will allow it to happen. And just taking in a deep breath and just coming back into reality, into a wonderful state of wonderful energetic well-being, this new alignment within, as you spend the rest of your evening just feeling really good, really mindful. It is. It's a wonderful feeling. And just feeling very alert and awake and aware. And if you're kind of feeling sluggish, just put your hands out in front of you and just say to yourself, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eyes open, wide awake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eyes open, wide awake. And you just start to feel so alive and so aware. There's so much that can happen in the world of hypnotherapy and hypnosis, just in this one area, let alone pain management, tinnitus. I can work with people with trauma. I'm working with several people who have tinnitus, people who are in abusive situations. They don't know where to go, what to do. And my goal is like, well, I'm vocational, avocational self-improvement. How can I help you? Can you help release some anxiety? Absolutely. So I can let some anxiety go. Quit smoking. I've got some really interesting people who want quit smoking. And, you keep them talking, they will reveal more. So there's just an avenue of information that you can get from people. And my purpose in life is to help people achieve their very best. I get to make a little coin as a side byproduct. It's my livelihood. But my purpose, I'm going to do this no matter what. This is what I get to do for my calling, is to help people achieve their very best. I'm achieving my very best, and it's infinite. I'm not there. I may never get there. What I believe my very best is, I'll be able to, one day when I walk through St. Peter's gates, I'll be able to know, yes, I did my very best. I could have done more. We always want to say that. Could have done a little bit more. Yeah, that happens. And sometimes we can do just a little bit more. So do it now. Don't wait. Make a vision board. Make a vision board of affirmations, positive affirmations. And if you would like some affirmations, you're not sure, whatever, just send me an email. Go to my website, ilahbrock.com. Send me a text on that phone number you see on the screen, 559-749-4803, or call me. And I will be happy to share freely a list of affirmations that I have to get you started. Your vision board. If you're going to be in the Visalia area, I am working on a vision board making day, a day where we make vision boards. Learning to change behavior. Law of attraction will help so much. It's one of the universal laws. It's like there's the law of correspondence and etc. Anyway, that's my show today, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me, all of you. Maybe 2 or 10. Maybe there's 200. I don't know. I enjoyed this very much. My name is Ilah Brock, and if you would like to advertise on my show, give me a call. It's very inexpensive. I'd be happy to work that out with you. Have an amazing weekend. Now, go do good work and go help somebody. Take care, and we'll see you next week. Bye.